Some of these stories are true. It will terrify you. Can you pass the test? Knocking. This happened at the night of July 5th, 2020. I was getting ready for bed. My brother decided that he wants to sleep in my parents' room. So I was left alone. The room was quiet, and so was the highway nearby. My feelings? Uneasy. The highway has never been this quiet before. I tried to shake it off and dozed off. As I was beginning to lose consciousness, I was woken up to the sound of knocking in my bedroom wall. Knock, knock. I'm getting scared, but I tried to reassure myself that it was the stray cat roaming in our subdivision. Knock, knock. This time, it was almost at the top of the wall. No. How the heck? Knock, knock. Now it was behind. Screw this. I'm leaving. I went to my parents' room to convince my brother to go back to my room. So we pulled my mattress back to my room. Note that I have a second bed under my main bed. So we dozed off. The next morning, I took a shower. Even though the bathroom is small, I could feel someone standing behind me. I looked back and saw no one. I continued washing my hair if it wasn't for the cold breathing close to my neck. I finished showering and I told my parents what happened last night and just now. No one believed me, except my brother. He also heard the knocking at 11:30 or 12 a.m. We decided that we would look at the back wall to see what happened. We only saw cracks, large ones. It wasn't just knocking. Something was breaking in. Under the bed. This is scary. One day, my mom and my sister went away for the day, leaving my dad and I alone. Just after they left, I told my dad I was going out with my friends and won't be back for a few hours. I opened my window so that my room could cool down for me when I came back. I was 16 at the time, and I realized every time I went to bed, I could feel cold air on me. You need to realize my room is extremely warm, especially because the sun is shining into my room for most of the day. The first night, I didn't think of it much as anything. However, the second night, I felt the same cold air, and my bed sheets felt surprisingly cold as well. Yet again, I thought it was nothing to worry about. This is the scary part. The next morning, I woke up to my window being open. I asked both of my parents and my sister if for some reason they opened my window. They all said no, and there was no reason to lie. My dad and I then decided to go down to my room and investigate. I told my dad about feeling constant cold air when I went to go sleep. My dad then told me that 5 minutes after I left with my friends a couple of days ago, he went into my room and closed the window because he felt the room was getting too cold. Dad then decided to see if there was anything to make the air and the bed cold and decided to check under the bed. Under the bed was a body. We phoned the police immediately and told them about the scary situation. The police told us a killer was killing people around the town and leaving their bodies in people's homes. However, they told us the killer left them normally in garages and sheds, and my situation was the first in the area. The killer was finally caught, but sadly murdered 2 other people and did the exact same thing twice. I slept twice with a body under my bed. It is safe to say I'm never opening my window ever again. No more followers. I have never been popular on social media, and I've never had any followers on Reddit, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Not even one follower. A couple of months ago, I received 1 follower on each of my social media pages, and I found it quite odd how I had received the same amount of followers on each of my social media pages. Then I noticed one person following me, and this person was strangely everywhere wherever I went. Then I had 3 followers in all of my social media pages, and I also had 3 people following me around wherever I went. And I even went on expensive holidays and traveled the world, but those 3 people were always there, just watching me. Then I had 5 followers in each of my social media pages, and I had 5 followers silently following me everywhere I went. You know, how must people become excited when they get a following on social media? But imagine if they could see the size of their following every day following them. It changes everything. Then one day I awoke to find 1,000 followers in each of my social media pages, and I have 1,000 people following me wherever I go. For some reason, I feel the weight of each of my followers in reality. And it's not good at all, especially for an introvert like me. The dog on the roof. So, I'm a high school student with a boyfriend. As you can imagine, we have some needs. We usually see each other during the night at around 4 to 6 a.m. Well, one day I was going to see him and hang out, and I spotted a strange creature. I really don't know what it was. It looked like a dog, but it had long limbs, and it was looking at me, not blinking or moving its tail. It looked wrong. I walked faster to my boyfriend's house, but would look back every so often, and I would see that thing on a different roof. Eventually, I forgot about it when I went into my boyfriend's house. It was a few weeks after the first encounter with it that my boyfriend comes over to my house. I sneak him in, and we do the do. As we lay next to each other, he tells me he saw something strange. He saw something strange on my neighbor's roof, but it didn't move. Strange, right? I started to get very nervous once he left, because I didn't know if I was being followed or the lack of sleep was getting to us. There was also a few